Hey there, ladies. It's Sinai here from beboldcoaching.co.uk. How are you? Hope you're all doing great. So I want to talk to you about what's really going on behind the meltdowns. I want to talk to you about up-leveling. I'm going to talk about what it is, how to recognize it, why it happens like it does. Why does up-leveling occur like it does, and how you can handle it. So this is, inspired by a client of mine who's going through it at the moment. I want to just share with you, my experience of up-leveling and what it really means. So up-leveling is really about personal growth and expansion. So up-leveling is when you are stepping into a higher version of your current self. It's almost like you're catching up with your development, whether that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. But it can feel really sucky at the time. So I see I've got somebody is on, but I can't see who. So say hello, let me know who's on. So yes, up-leveling can feel really sucky at the time. I know for sure that it's accompanied by, tears and upset. But I know I've had clients who literally can be bedridden with migraine or struck down with really bad flu-like symptoms. And these are very real physical reactions, and it really does reveal the mind-body connection. And I'm going to talk about those physical symptoms and why they happen in just a second. So I know from my experience and the experience of my clients who, I support when they're going through an up level, we talk about it's kind of like peeling back layers. So if you think of an onion, that's the metaphor that I want you to think about in terms of when we peel, we build up all these layers over our life. And when we go through this period of expansion and growth, and what that entails is starting to peel back the layers of the onion. And what that does is it's peeling back limiting beliefs. It's exposing lies that we've lived with and truths about ourselves, and things that when we're peeling back and when we're expanding and we're doing our inner work and developing personally, when we peel back those layers to expose what's really going on. Hey Sophia, good to see you. It doesn't say that you're on. Strange, but great to see you, Sophia. Thanks for the hearts. So when we peel back those layers, when we develop personal awareness of what's going on, like the onion, peel back those layers, that leaves real rawness, vulnerability, exposes truth, and that can really make the eyes smart. And I'm talking metaphorically, but it's so true. It really does make the eyes smart. And if you think about it, hi Sophia. If you think about, I know that so many of you coaches, you have intentionally decided to harness some struggle. You've been through some stuff, whether that's been, some painful illness, some period of frustration, you have been through some trauma, you have some incredible backstory. And as a result of that, you have intentionally decided to harness that situation for the good of others. You now want to help other people, you want to serve, and that's why you're so passionate and driven about coaching and helping others. And that's why I love working with coaches, with you guys, because there is such drive and passion, and that you are positively harnessing your experience. You are the overcomers. But if you think about, you've worked through all that stuff, but that stuff leaves layers. And also what leaves layers, as I've mentioned before, is a history of limiting belief, experience of perhaps broken relationships, they leave their layers. You may have money stories that are not serving you now. so many women that I work with, and I've worked through this myself on myself, is, you know, we have these incredible money stories that don't help us. They really sabotage our ability to go out there and charge our worth. At the end of the day, can I share this on your page? Yes. Am I not in my page? Oh yeah, sorry, Sophia. Yeah. So where was I? Yeah, so it could be any situation. It could be, you know, some sibling rivalry that leaves its layers. It could be, you know, some negative comments in the playground or negative comments in the boardroom. All this stuff builds up and leaves layers. Oh, that was it. It was talking about money stories. So we have these incredible money stories that don't serve us. And at the end of the day, money is just money. Money is a blank slate. You know, money is simply an exchange of energy, but we invest emotion into the money. We put so we almost put our self-worth on money, our own stories that we apply to money. So we have all these layers and layers and layers that build up that we need to break through when we're going through this up level. So, you know, we carry these limiting beliefs around us and we hold on to them so strongly that, you know, we almost weave them into our DNA. So whatever it is that you have been taught, you've been brought up with, whatever experience, these are what creates the layers. So in order to grow and expand as part of your personal development, you need awareness. Hey Alpa, good to see you. You need to build your awareness of what is underneath all these layers, and you need to peel back these layers to reveal some of the truths. You know, a lot of these truths will be the kind of lies that you're carrying around about yourself and what you're truly capable of. It reveals ways of thinking that you've been walking around with your whole life. You know, it reveals the stories that you... Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining. Good to see you, Andrea. So all these lies become revealed as we peel back these layers, as we do our inner work, as we expand and do the personal development. So these stories of whether we're worthy, whether we're deserving, these fears of judgment, these fears of criticism, these are the things that we shine a light on as we peel back the layers and step into a higher version of ourselves. And this is what makes it very, very painful, because we literally expose ourselves. We become raw and vulnerable. And this is why it feels so emotionally painful. But it is a period of enlightenment, and this is the thing I want you to embrace, these tears, these meltdowns, these feelings that you're going through, because it is shining in awareness, and awareness is the first step to breaking free of that and breaking through. So let's just talk about why up-leveling is so bloody physically painful. You know, why do we suffer from migraines? You know, why would we have extreme flu-like symptoms? You know, one of my clients once was bedridden. She was so poorly, and then once she got through that, incredible breakthrough. So this is the power of the mind-body connection. When we get physically sick through an up level, what's being demonstrated here is that we've literally habitualized behaviors. We've habitualized our belief systems into behaviors. So it's almost like we have handed over our mind to our bodies. So what do I mean by that? If you think about we have so many habits, ways of doing things that as we grow, as we expand, they don't serve us. But we create these habits, and our bodies literally get so habitualized, so comforted, that our bodies know what to do even before we do, even before our brains kick in. So let me give you an example. Have you ever had an experience where somebody's asked you for a telephone number, or a PIN code for an alarm or something. And as you try and remember that telephone number, there is no way you know what that number is. You can't think what it is. But if you just, so many times I see this, people have an imaginary PIN code keypad, and they will kind of punch the numbers in and see it in their mind's eye as they're punching in. Their hand is doing the thinking for them. Their body has habitualized that number, so actually they don't know what the number is in here, but their body knows it. Your body knows before the brain does. So you kind of key in the number, you can visualize the sequence, your body has embodied that habit, and you know the number. Exactly the same as driving every day the same route. You arrive at your destination, you think, how the hell did I get here? I don't remember the journey. I don't remember driving. There was no level of concentration in getting from A to B, because your body has taken over. Your body has become the mind. You have habitualized that behavior within your body. Hi, Jen. Good to see you. So another example would be, finding yourself at the fridge, suddenly eating, and you look down, you've eaten half a piece of cake, and you think, what? I didn't want that. And that's these habitualized behaviors. So when we're going through an up level, a period of expansion, a period of growth, oh, I love the Halloween emojis, little witches. When we are going through this period of expansion and growth, it affects us physically, because we are literally wrenching our bodies out of a habitualized comfort zone. Our bodies don't like that. Our bodies will sense this upset in our equilibrium, and therefore alarm bells will be set off, which then your body reacts to that. The body reacts to the tipping of the equilibrium, and what your body will then do is create physical symptoms, ailments that make you feel poorly. It responds to you. It tries to pull you back into your comfort zone. Hang on, this is my habitual behavior. I know how to act in these situations. Whereas you're wanting to expand and grow into a higher version of yourself. It literally is a battle between you and your body to try and pull yourself out of this habitualized behavior. That's why you can get physically ill when you're up leveling. So that's why we get ill, exactly, Jen. So when you go through the up level, and this is really important to understand, when you go through your up level and you go through these emotions, you peel back the layers, you experience some illness, and then you have your breakthrough. You've expanded. You've taken yourself to a new edge. And by taking yourself to a new edge, you've expanded into it. So you go through your breakthrough. This is amazing. What a wonderful feeling. And you can look back and think, shit, that's what that was. Or maybe you don't know. You just think, oh, shit, I was really ill and that was very emotional. But all of a sudden, I have had some insight, some awareness, and you feel amazing. So as you continue to improve on that new awareness and really draw it all out, you then have expanded. And as a result of that, you will then be kind of riding on a bit of a crest of this new wave, this breakthrough that you've gone through, your new higher version of yourself. So you will be riding on this wave, and it could be, a few months, could be 6 to 9 months. And what you're doing in this state of kind of riding this crest, feeling amazing, is that you are getting familiar with this new expanded self. You're allowing your body and your mind, your thinking, your emotional state, spiritually, mentally, to adjust to this new expanded self. So Jen, I had a sore throat last night when I was standing up for what I knew was right. This was a challenge for me, but feels so much better this morning. Yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So you feel better now because you've kind of gone through that expansion. So what it's really important to remember throughout all of this is that it's never one and done. It's never one and done. And your up leveling is incremental. Absolutely incremental. So what do I mean by that? So if we take a kind of an income example, and I just want to add here that your income can only grow in direct proportion to your personal growth. So that's really important to know, that your income can only grow in direct proportion to your personal growth. So if you are a 30k a year person, you're going to earn 30k a year in your business unless you do your inner work and expand your money mindset. So perhaps you have been earning, consistent 1 or 2k months in your business. You've just started out, you've had your period where you've not been earning anything, then you've earned your first 1, your first 2, 3k, and that feels amazing. So you start to find that you can get into the rhythm and you know what to do, you know how to earn 2 or 3k a month. That's getting pretty consistent. So the next step is then you need to up level. You want to up level. Perhaps you've made a conscious decision. I want to up level. I want to become a regular 5k coach. So when I say up leveling is incremental, what I mean by that is you can't go from being a 2 or 3k coach to a 20k coach within a matter of days or even weeks. You have to grow into that. So let's take the 5k goal then, that you have been earning 2 or 3, you now want to expand into 5. You have to go through the inner work. You have to peel back the layers that enable you to then become a 5k coach. As you expand and up level, you're actually putting yourself into becoming a 5k coach, getting really comfortable with that embodiment of what it takes to be a consistent 5k coach. So you begin to, once you embody that, you begin to set new boundaries. You begin to energetically act and believe and feel into being a 5k coach. You embody that way of thinking, and it would be nice if we had the capability to grow that fast, but it's just not that realistic. And you do see, Jen, you see people go from 0 to 100k in 6 months, and you see it all the time in these marketing, but it's the consistency. It's expanding into that person, that higher version of yourself, that is the vital piece. So I think to up level incrementally means that you're building the muscle of your mindset, you're building the thinking and the being and enjoying the journey, rather than shooting straight over there and then not knowing, how did I do that? What did it take? How do I actually act like a 100k coach? What does that take? What does that feel like? So by doing this incrementally, by understanding that as you expand, you then have to ride this, or you enjoy riding the crest of the wave of being in that new state. You start to set new boundaries. You start to energetically repel those people that just want to pay 2,000. You literally become a 5k coach. Then, of course, at some point you'll want to expand again and step up into a higher version of yourself, peel back more layers so that you can step into becoming, learning how to embody a 10k coach way of being. So that's what up-leveling really is. It's really about getting into here, peeling back the layers, whatever stage you are at. Do your deep reflective work, do your inner work. Don't let, feelings just want to be felt. Don't ignore the fears. Don't ignore thinking, I'm not allowed to feel fear, otherwise whatever I fear I'll manifest. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it, recognize it for what it is, because when you acknowledge it and recognize it and start, writing reflectively on it, that's when you can pull up what it means. What is it really all about? And that's where you can start to expose some of the lies, some of the things that, ways of being and beliefs that you've held on to that you probably wouldn't wish on any other human being. And yet you have been living with this stuff. And I think that's why there's so much upset. You know, when we reveal the stuff that we've been holding on to, the stories that we've believed about ourselves and our capabilities, when we peel that back and realise, hey Nikki, good to see you, when we realise that they weren't ours and they're no reflection on who we are as amazing human beings, then I think that's where a lot of the upset comes in. It's like, what? You know, what the is going on? So that's where a lot of the upset, we're exposing real, raw, vulnerable truth and lies. So that's kind of a quick background on what an up level is, what it means exactly, why we get so physically affected. You know, we're busting through old habitual behaviours where we've allowed our mind to become our bodies to become our minds through habitual behaviours. How it affects us physically, and just, you know, why this happens, and why it's important to embrace an up level, because you are expanding yourself to step into the next version of yourself, the new and improved edition, the, you know, level number 7, number 8, number 9, wherever you are in your journey. You have to allow it to happen. So how do you recognize an up level? We've talked about, you know, the emotional side of it, the physical ailments. If you've been riding on a crest of a wave for some time, feeling amazing, then it's very likely that you might be thinking, how can I expand on this? How can I magnify my results? How can I do better? Sweetie, you are up for an up level when you start thinking like that. So what to do? Look after yourself. Allow yourself to shut everything down, turn off the social media, because you'll start looking at other people and comparing. Shut it all off. The most important thing here is that you honor every single thought that you're having. Give time for those emotions. Go pamper, you know, eat well, take some time to rest, just go with the flow. And really take care of yourself, because when you come through it, it's painful. You know, my coach said to me a couple of months ago, back in the summer, you know, when I was going through a really painful, teary phone call with her, she just said, you know, how are diamonds made? How are diamonds made? You know, how beautiful is that? Diamonds are made under extreme pressure. You think about a butterfly. Caterpillars don't metamorphose into butterfly without pain and discomfort. You know, research has shown. So guys, look after yourself. When you are going through this period, it's natural. It's you expanding and growing. And it signifies a period of evolution, not transformation. You want evolution, steady growth, so you can become that next level person. Ride that crest of a wave and then get ready for the next up level. It's all good. It is all good. So guys, thank you for watching and joining me on this live stream. I am glad to be back. Thanks for the hearts, Jen. It's great to see you, and I shall speak to you all again soon. If you've got any questions, comment below. Thanks for the hearts, Alpo. I will catch you all soon. Bye for now.